Title: The Wendigo's Song. It started as a harmless camping trip, a way to bond with my cousin Emma before winter break ended. Emma was 19, 4 years older than me, and effortlessly cool, always wearing leather jackets, knowing every trail like the back of her hand, and never afraid of anything. I was the opposite, bookish, anxious, and honestly, a little scared of the woods. We set up camp near an isolated clearing deep in the Adirondacks, where Emma promised we'd see stars like nowhere else. It was beautiful, I'll admit. But as the sun dipped below the trees, the forest seemed to come alive with whispers. "Relax," Emma said, laughing as I jumped at the snap of a branch. "It's just the wind." But I wasn't so sure. By the time darkness blanketed the woods, a cold wind had picked up, and with it, a strange sound. It was faint at first, like someone humming a tune just out of earshot. "Do you hear that?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Emma frowned, tilting her head to listen. The humming grew louder, almost melodic, but the notes didn't belong to any song I knew. "It's probably just the wind," she said again, though her voice lacked its usual confidence. We huddled closer to the fire, the melody twisting and bending, sometimes low and guttural, other times high and shrill. Then came the footsteps, slow, deliberate, and much too heavy to be a deer or coyote. "Stay here," Emma ordered, grabbing the hatchet we'd used for firewood. "Don't," I begged, grabbing her arm. But Emma was already on her feet, her flashlight slicing through the trees. She called out into the night. "Hello? Who's there?" No answer, just the humming, closer now, and something else. A wet, choking sound, like someone trying to speak through a mouthful of blood. The light caught movement between the trees. A figure stepped into view. At first I thought it was a man, tall, impossibly thin, its limbs grotesquely elongated. Its face was wrong, stretched too tight over its skull, with hollow eyes that glinted in the firelight. "Get back!" Emma shouted, raising the hatchet. The thing didn't stop. It stepped closer, tilting its head as if curious. Then it spoke, or rather, it mimicked. "Get back!" it croaked in Emma's voice, the words distorted, as though dragged through gravel. Emma froze. The creature opened its mouth wider than any human could and let out a sound, a haunting wail that made my ears ring and my vision blur. I fell to my knees, clutching my head, but I couldn't look away. Emma charged. She swung the hatchet, but the thing moved faster than should have been possible. It grabbed her wrist, twisting it with a sickening crack. Emma screamed, and the creature's lips curled into something that might have been a smile. I don't remember deciding to run. My legs moved on their own, carrying me into the dark, the firelight shrinking behind me. The humming followed, weaving through the trees like smoke, always just behind me. I don't know how long I ran, but eventually I found myself back at the campsite. The fire had gone out, leaving only cold embers. Emma was gone, number not gone. She stood at the edge of the clearing, her back to me. "Emma," I whispered, tears streaming down my face. She turned slowly. Her face was pale, her eyes lifeless. And when she opened her mouth, the voice that came out wasn't hers. "It's just the wind," the thing said, smiling with her broken teeth. I screamed and ran again, this time not stopping until I reached a ranger station at dawn. They never found Emma's body. But sometimes when I'm alone at night, I hear the humming again. It's always faint, just out of earshot, and I know it's still out there waiting.